Hopefully, that means that we're actually live. Hello? Hello? There we go. Okay. Just making sure that that actually shows up, because that's kind of important. And I need to get this over to this side of the screen. Thank you. Okay. Cool. So if you're not familiar, welcome. I am Socket Wench. This is the Socket Bench. It has been a while since we've been on YouTube, but I decided I want to give it one more shot, especially considering that I need to do some fundraising because my household AC unit died, and I needed to get that replaced in a big hurry because it's going to get very, very hot in Minnesota very shortly. And not only will it get very hot in Minnesota very shortly, but my housemate has a number of health issues which make heat very dangerous for her. So as a result, we had to get the AC unit replaced in a hurry because we could not risk not having one. And considering it's going to be 35 degrees C tomorrow with a high of 40, ooh, that's hot. That's above body temperature in Fahrenheit. For all the rest of you, it's gonna be hot. Alright, so let's get started on working on some soldering. I was actually working on this weird little gizmo, which is gonna go in the printer. Mostly I was trying to do the fitting for this, but the problem with this is boring. You don't want to see me struggle with this back and forth a lot. I don't want to see me struggle back and forth with this a lot, so we're going to set that aside. We're going to actually work on soldering, so give me a minute or two here to clean my bench off, get things a little bit more organized as my bench ever really gets, which isn't very organized ever. Also, this bench is all messy from all the work I was doing yesterday. I probably should have cleaned up before I started it, but I was struggling so hard with the dang with getting OBS to show this incredibly lazy overlay that I threw together in 3 minutes. It wasn't 3 minutes. It was quite a bit longer. But it was still incredibly lazy because it is the fastest, most reproducible one I could come up with stuff I had on hand, namely my website logo, part of my website background, things like that. Okay. So, what we're going to work on first is we were working on this. We were working on this SMD Soldering by now the former Alpine Studios. So we're going to keep working on that. We have lots of really tiny parts to work on first, and some ICs, but then we also have the mystery package. Actually, if you've watched Trina's stream earlier, you know exactly what this is. So anyways, let's get that set up. It's not hot yet in Minnesota, but you can feel that it's coming. And I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. It's supposed to be one of the hottest days of the year tomorrow. I am really not looking forward to that. Usually Minnesota only gets about a week's worth of 90-degree in Fahrenheit days. That would be about 33 in Celsius. And I think we've only technically had one so far, but we're about to get 2 or 3 in a row, and that's just the start of July. So, yeah, it's coming. Okay, give me a second to mess with this. This overlay only exists on this site, so I have to swap some inputs around and hope that I don't blow things up doing that, because sometimes I do that. That, leave unchanged, and 30, and go. And I'm frozen. Oh no. No. That's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. No. Okay. So, let's see here. Can I get any of this to work again? God darn it. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it. And yeah, it's all frozen. It's all frozen. Okay, okay. So the good news is you're still seeing what I'm seeing, and you're probably still hearing me, but my video froze there. So we're going to have to set the set the inputs up all over again. After I spent so much time getting that set up, this is what I deserve. This is what I deserve. Let's start with the microscope. Scope, microscope. That's not how that's spelled. And now you can see my arm. That's great. I love it. No one loves to see that. I don't like to see it. Dear God, take it away. Okay, let's just squeeze that down to a reasonable size. Yeah, okay. Yes, I'm very good at this. No, I'm not. I suck at this. God, I suck at this so much. I hate this. Okay, and let's get dangerous and hope that I can also get the webcam up. We want that motion JPEG. We want the resolution actually surprisingly low because we're not going to really use much of it. Sure, 800 by 600. Why not? That's not bad. Frame rate, whatever. I really don't care. We're just gonna slam that sucker over there. So you can kind of see what I'm doing way over here off in the corner. There, now no one will know how badly I screwed up the first few minutes of this stream. See? Everyone is fine. We're all fine, fine down here. How are you? Okay, cool. No, what does it matter? No one's watching anyways. Lights on there. Okay. And turn on the soldering iron. Yeah, it's still kind of sticky. So you can see I was working on these 402s the last time. Oh, jeez. It's very small. These parts are so small. Okay. Enough complaining. Let's start putting parts on the board, shall we? Let's start with these resistors, these 402 resistors. Where are they? There they are. Okay. They are properly small, these things. That one just decided to go off on an adventure. Oh, this is going really well. Actually, I think I see it too. And I forgot to flux up the board first. Because of course I forgot. Nope, that resistor really just wants to go on an adventure. It is gone once more. let's start with the smallest parts. What could possibly go wrong? Right? I should have probably started with some of the other parts instead. Oh, that's crooked. Why is that crooked? There we go. Okay. Oh man, these parts are so small. You're gonna hear a lot of that, unfortunately. I'm sorry in advance. Come on. Come on, you silly soldering iron. Okay, you're gonna be a bit of a jerk first. Okay, okay. Come on. Just one of those days where everything just doesn't want to work correctly. Clean the tip off. Wow, this thing just does not want to stick solder to it today. I've been sitting here struggling, trying to get solder to actually adhere to the damn tip. And it won't work. Why is it not working today? Wow, I am just having zero luck with that. What the heck? I usually don't have this much difficulty. We did solder the part completely vertically, too. That's fun. Oh my goodness. Wow. Start with the smallest part possible. What could possibly go wrong? How about everything? Come on. What? What are you doing? Is there something on the end of these tweezers? It's terrible. I said, chill, relaxing time. Watch me struggle. Ah, there we go. The other thing is I can't quite get the solder to stick to the end of the soldering iron, even though that should be the technique here. See? This does not want to stick to the end of it. That's really weird. Okay, let's try that again, only this time with a much more cleaned up tip, with the tip restorer. There we go. Yeah, that was the problem. Come on. Well, it's not great. It's looking a little uneven, but it should be on the board. Alright, let's work on the next one. I wonder if we can find that resistor again. Oh, I did! Oh, wow. I found it. It did not escape. No. Come on. Once again, way too much solder on that, but it works. Yeah, way too much solder on that, but it works, so I'm not gonna complain. Alright. We keep going with the incredibly tiny resistors. There it is. It's really quite shocking. Like, you breathe and these things just go flying. So this is some real delicate work. Oh, it's upside down. I didn't want that. Yeah, there we go. Haha. That's much better looking. Not perfect. I mean, there are probably somebody out there who's like, what is she doing? This is horrible. Why is the solder in the wrong spot on here? come on. Stick to it. No. And don't breathe. Oh, what's going on there? Solder doesn't even want to stick to the pad. Okay, that's fun. I discovered a new problem. Polish that pad up, maybe we'll get lucky. Ah. Bump the thing and you're in trouble. Oh, that's a ground pad, no wonder. Oh, man. Come on. Ever get the feeling the universe is just mocking you right now? Oh, what is going on with this? It doesn't want to stick. Why doesn't it want to stick? It certainly wants to stick to my tweezers, that's for sure. It's like the pad is like dirty or something. Maybe I should tin it. Yeah, these all have like a little bit of fun going with them. I can get a little bit of solder on there. And then clean off the excess. Maybe we'll be able to get this going. Maybe. No, I still haven't forgotten about you, bulbous resistor. We'll get back to you. Oh wow, the solder literally came off that pad. Like entirely. And I'm having a hard time actually getting... Am I just having a bad day with this Hako? Is that the problem? Because it also doesn't feel like it's hot enough. Really? Oh my god. I didn't feel this incompetent this morning. Man. That is just impressive how these pads just don't want to behave today. It really does feel like I've had this problem with this Hako. It's like once in a while it just doesn't feel like it ever gets hot enough. And I don't know why that is. And how we have this big bulbous resistor over here that's partially entombed in a solder ball. I swear I'm gonna sneeze or something and lose this resistor. This troublesome resistor. It resists me. All else fails, more flux. I was so careful, and yet it flipped over anyways. This is the problem with these particularly small packages, is that the surface tension is usually enough to stick them to parts, stick them to boards. It's really quite impressive. This one, we got another runner who wants to run away. No. Darn you. Ah, no, no. Now stay down. The good news is that the mystery package does not have anything this small on it. maybe after I finish these practice resistors, I should stop and actually just pull that out. Because this isn't nearly as fun. It's a lot of little parts. Okay, there we go. Nope. Come on. Come on. Get off of there. Oh, man. I think we got it finally. Oh, it's so miserable, these tiny little parts. So much easier when you can just glob it on. Hi, Trina. Okay, you know what? This is nice and all, and we did manage to get through that line, but oh man. Let's do something slightly easier. So let's take out this practice kit, and let's give it a quick spray of isopropanol to try to clean it off. And then let's open the mystery package. And the mystery package is it's a clock. Benjamin Sisko voice. It's a clock. Yeah, this is a binary SMD decade clock. So I figured I would try to get something that's somewhat useful, but not nearly as arduous as the other ones. So there's R2. Is there an R1 somewhere that I'm missing? I see an R4. There it is. Way down here, there's an R1. Okay. We'll start with that. And hopefully this project will be a lot simpler because the SMD components are not nearly as small. These are much larger parts. But I'm not sure if there's instructions. I think I'd have to go onto Tindy to actually find them, which I suppose I could. As they give me a whole mess of parts here. These are 224s. These have no marking on them, so I have no idea what they are. That's fun. 1005s, 304s, 301s. hey, that looks about right, doesn't it? 5103. There's also a bunch of chips and other parts on here which are far easier looking, in theory. I'm half tempted to actually start with the easier looking ones because after getting started on the other ones, it was a lot. But you know, let's just put all of the other parts back into the bag. Let's be good and not start with the scary if we look around, we actually can see other resistor values. There's that 501. You have a 224, the 304s. There's probably a 512 in a packet in here somewhere that I didn't see. So let's assume that those numbers are correct at least. Get all the other parts back into the bag so we can start with the simple parts. Okay, there we go. All right, so R1. You can see how much larger this one is compared to the other one. It's so much bigger. Clearing off the pad too, because I still have solder on the pad, which is fine. These parts are far easier, and I can use a slightly different technique to solder them together. Make sure that we have the right package again. Yep. Okay. Now, usually I like soldering these components horizontally because that actually gives me more leverage against the edge of the bench. So we'll try that. That's a little bit too far that way. Let's try to make that better. That's better. See how much easier that is? It's anyways, okay, where's R2? R2 is over here. Come on, thank you. Oh, and I forgot to flux that up. That's okay, we can do that now. We're fine, it's fine. It'll work. You'll see. Now you can, because of the size of these components, use this technique. That does work. It's not nearly as nice. Feels a little chaotic to me. Because I happen to like dotting the soldering iron with some solder first, and then just kind of gluing it on there, which tends to result in a much better look. How did that do, by the way? Yeah, that looks bonded to me. Turn the light down a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take that. Okay. That one's also a 5103, so let's do that too. Tonight's Monstrodon is Zarkor the Invader, which I believe is 1993. I have not seen that one. But it's so bad, you can't even find a trailer for it. So, yeah, that probably tells you a lot about how this one's going to go for us. I think it's going to be abominable. And I am looking forward to that. I love me a bad movie. Which is weird because my riffing group actually was watching a good movie last night. Well, in theory, at least. We were watching Velvet Underground, which I had not seen before either, because it's not usually my genre. Although I think Kubrick directed that one, right? So that was surprisingly interesting compared to what I thought it would be. And I was actually kind of enjoying that. Unfortunately, because my riffing group is my age, we're all getting too old to actually like stay up all that late anymore. I think we have to start our riffing streams a lot earlier in the evening now. Okay, I thought I saw, here we go, another one of those. Where'd you go? You ran away from me. There you are. 5103, our favorite number. Turn that light up a little bit more. I can't actually... One thing that's kind of interesting about this microscope setup is that it's got these twin little doodlebug lamps on the sides, and those are useful for locating where the focus cone is of the microscope. So I can actually locate from just the way that looks. So that's actually been surprisingly nice for enhancing the ability for me to actually stream really tiny work. These resistors are so much easier compared to the other ones. The ones are so tiny. They're so tiny. I could not stand them. And I think my headphones just died. Alright. Swap to the other headphone. Alright, I think that one's connected too. Alright. Where's another resistor that we could put on here? Funny that there's an unmarked pad there. Oh, that's probably an LED. Okay. So for 301s, 512s, 512s. Oh, here we go. Here's a friend. Here's our favorite number. Let's go ahead and do that one. I wish I could actually have... Oh, hello, Zompotato. Hello, Zompotato. I wish I could have a music backtrack here. Unfortunately, I don't have any musician friends, so I can't help you with that. I am presently, however, listening to Drone Zone on Soma FM, which is doing their long-form Sunday special. If you want to also put that on at the same time and experience the same floaty music I'm listening to right now, be my guest. Wow, look at that. That was beautiful. Which means the next one's going to be abominable. Oh yeah. Get ready for the abomination. Schlorp. Uh-huh. 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 It's fine. It's fine. There, see? Now none of you know any better. Okay, what do we got? Nope, nope, nope. Is there any over here? Oh, yes, right there. There's a friend. R13. I'm gonna be so upset when I find out that these markings are wrong somehow. There is, huh? I'll have to figure out how to set that up the next time because I'm not very good at this. I've been streaming for how long, Trina? And this is the first time I have like an overlay of any quality at all, which still sucks. Yeah, I'm not very good at this. I'm bad at this. I wish I knew why the soldering iron's having such a difficult time today holding on to the solder. This doesn't want to grip. Okay. Do we have any other friends on this side? Nope, 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 nope. There's supposed to be one more, unless if it's a spare. And I don't think there is another one. I think we got them all. Which means we should probably move on to the next set of resistors. Yeah, they probably just give you a spare instead of the exact count. Well, if we find it, we find it. Okay, so that one's gonna go aside. Let's go back to our parts bin and find the next packet of resistors that we could throw on this board. Bloop. Someone just beeped me. Who beeped me? These are, what are these? These are 512s. And I see 2 of them down there, so let's get started with those. Right down here. R11 and a R9. There was a time where I thought these much bigger SMD parts were really tiny, and I have seen the error of my ways after the 402s, because those are so much smaller. Come on. I'm not lying down, but you get to lie down, so go lie down. Come on. Come on. put that way too far over. That always seems to be a failing of mine. Okay. Oh, no wonder why this one's so hard to pull up. It's taking half of the package with the protective plastic. Okay, there we go. Separated that. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Thank you. There we go. Two little buddies there. We have, so let's go looking for another 512. There you are. Not sure if that actually soldered or not. Let's add more. Now we're certain. Okay. Now that the iron's been running a while, the soldering tip is behaving a lot better. There we go. That one, all soldered up. All right, do we have any other buddies with this resistor value? We should have one more hiding somewhere. No, 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 no. I guess it's possible that that's it, but it seems a little unusual. I am certainly not finding another one on here of that value. All right, well, let's set that one aside too and start with the next one. You can hear my housemate walking around upstairs. Okay, what are these? 301s. Okay, 3001s. I know that there's some of them around here for that. Over here. There we go. Ah. Come back here. Here we go. Perfect. That one just really wants to get stuck to everything. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Any more of those 3001s hanging out somewhere? So those were 301s, not 304s. Good thing I didn't make that mistake. 302, 302. Nope. Oh, yeah, okay. It's weird how some of these come in bigger packets than they should. That's odd. Unless there's some on the back side of the board and I'm just just blissfully unaware. I thought for sure this was a single-sided board, though. Apparently I pulled out a packet of switches this time. Okay, well, maybe we'll do that. Why not? Let's have fun. There we go. A button. Thankfully, there are some fairly obvious buttons around here, so let's go ahead and do them all. I might come to regret doing that because that means it won't sit very flush. There we go. Oh, I don't like how that's wiggling. That's fun. That's not solder. What was that? That's solder. There we go. Does the other one have that much wiggling on the cover? Yes. Okay. So that's just how they are. Okay. Fine. Okay. Well, what's the next thing that we have in our magical mystical bag of tricks? What about some of everybody's favorite component, some electrolytic capacitors? Everyone loves electrolytic capacitors. Absolutely nobody hates and despises them after spending hours and hours and hours repairing vintage electronics, all partially ruined because of electrolytic capacitors. No, we're fine with these. We're fine. It's fine. How are you? Actually, this is the worst example. Like, I really should do that resistor first, because it's right next to it. I could probably do it, though, and it would probably still work. I don't know if I have that right. Actually, I do think I have that right. Nope, that needs more. Lots more. There we go. That's fairly firmly glued down to the board now. There we go. That should do. Yeah, there's only 3 spots on here for electrolytic capacitors. They're all fairly clearly marked. Okay, so we'll do that. There we go. One more. And then there's this one over here. The focal length is so small that the tall capacitor actually is out of focus. Why can't I get purchase on this one? This one feels weird. No, that's just how that feels. Okay, okay. Fine. There we go. Cool. Okay, those are red LEDs. Those are blue LEDs. I know I still have some resistors. I would very much like to get all of those on the board before I keep going. Alright, what are these little buddies? 304s. Where are some 304s? We know there's one down here. There it is. So there must be another one somewhere, maybe. Although I'm not seeing it. Oh, there's no solder on that. What are you doing? There we go. Be surprised if that's the only one of that, but I am legitimately not seeing any other resistor that we did not populate. I see some diodes up here. Whatever Z is. I have no idea what that one is. Is that a Zener? It must be a Zener diode, ZD. There's actually two of those up there. Interesting. Diodes over there. The only resistors I'm finding are down here are the 302 and the 105s. Now, just a sec. Let's take all of these little packets of supposedly done SMD parts and put them in a done bag. So at least they don't skitter away on my bench like dang near everything else does. Those are the 224s, which is this one up here. Okay. We'll do you next then. Don't think there's enough solder on that end. Let's try that again. There we go. That should do. And if I'm not mistaken, that one also goes in the done bag too. Running out of parts here. I see LEDs and several unmarked things. I don't want to get the switch on there, because that looks particularly appealing at the moment. That's going to be a fun challenge, isn't it? Just getting that aligned is going to be fun by itself, to say nothing about soldering it on there. Well, okay, I didn't do so bad that time. This one feels like I could possibly do a point-to-point solder, like I would with through hole. Oh, there's your test. If it was gonna come off, it would have come off right there. Should we live dangerously and go after the USB port? I kind of want to do that, because it's one of those specialty components. There's only one of them. Oh wow, that is going to be a thing. Just getting this thing on there. In theory, it looks like there's a... Alright, well, we'll find out. We'll find out. Okay, so we're not doing it like that, that's for sure. Oh, there we go. Let's flip the board over for a second and see if there's anything on the underside that is missing any components. And I don't think there is. It looks like it's all... Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing except a circuit diagram and these holes for the USB port. So let's take care of those. There we go. Yeah, so there's no components on the back side at all, just a chart. So that kind of tells us everything that we need to know about whether or not there's anything there to, if we're missing any parts, that is. Okay, so I think we still have these two resistors, and I still have not found the packet that contains them. Are you it? No. You are the 105, which is over here. Okay. Well, let's take care of you then. There's definitely only one of those, so apparently this kit just has a lot of extra components on it. Probably because it makes sense to have extras, because you'll probably lose a few. I'm surprised I haven't lost any yet. Although I don't know what happened to my packet of Duns already. Did I? No, there it is. Okay. On my messy bench. I still haven't yet squared away the time to actually clean my bench. So there's just stuff all over it. No, flip over. Ah! And I almost lost that one. It's a good thing I'm not having any extra caffeine right now. Come on. Okay. Oh, I already fluxed that. Okay, cool. Here we go. Let's see here. And this is where things get hard, because it's like, those are clearly LEDs, those are clearly LEDs. And then I have these two mystery packages that I don't know what the heck they are. Like there's these, which is probably some kind of capacitor. And then there's these, which are likely another kind of capacitor. As there's 24 puff, 24 puff. Do I see any other capacitors? Yeah, there's one over here that's 100 puff. 100 nanopuff. Nanofarads. Oh, okay. Another 100 nanofarads there. You know what I'm not seeing? I am not seeing the 302 resistors. I should have those, but I'm not seeing them. Did I miss them or pack them wrong or something? I really hope I'm not missing them. Also, there's a crystal in here, and I don't know where the crystal goes. Oh. What if the crystal goes in this spot over here that says X1 and looks like a crystal symbol? That'd be silly. Who puts a crystal there? That's ridiculous. No one does that. I just want to get this crystal off on the board so I don't lose it. It's so tiny. Okay, and these... Oh, wow. You can really read the frequency on there, too. Almost a third of a second. That's interesting. I'm using a Tomlov scope, Mr. Blink Blanko. I forget exactly which one it is. It was like $189 on Amazon US right now. It was not on sale, but it was one that came with the swing arm. So it has a big beefy arm on it, which is actually necessary for my particular setup more than anything else. Here we go. One. No. Over here. Thank you. There we go. And you're on the board. My finger is gigantic. Okay, so we still have the mystery of the missing 302 resistors. So let's go back through our packet. There might be something in here that I missed. Those are 3001s. So not those. 512s. Not those. 1005s. You know, I'm wondering if I didn't get those. 224. And unreadable. 304. So none of those are 302s. So where are the 302s? You'd think there would be a packet of 3 or 4 resistors in here, but there isn't. And I have 2 what looks like obvious packets of resistors, and then I'm guessing those are W5s. Those look like diodes to me. And these ones, I bet they're also diodes. W1 diodes. And those ones actually happen to be, I think... Okay. Are you not pointing? Okay, my lights are not pointing at the right thing anymore. Okay, let's center this up again. There's the number 6. Both lights on the number 6. So that says T5. W5 and T5. I don't get it. Why are they different? That one says W1 on it. And that one says W5. So you'd think that W5 goes to W5, and there's only so many Zener diodes. I could only assume that these are just every other diode on the board, because they're all the other ones are T5s. That's the only thing I can think of. And we're still missing a resistor. We're missing one set of resistors. It's just not here. Oh no. That's unfortunate. It's not hiding somewhere else and I just forgot. No, this is from the other practice kit. Those are another value. I don't think that we have those. Oh, no. Did I get shorted a set of resistors? I must have. Because they're not in there. Oh, that's too bad. What am I going to do about that? I have to actually go and find those parts and... okay, well, let's start with some of these W5s, because we have relatively high confidence those are the correct ones. And they got a stripe, and that's got a stripe. So I think that's the right one. I have one of those diodes which just wants to lay upside down on its face and it doesn't want to flip over. And then when I try flipping it over, it does that and gets stuck. Okay, and the stripe isn't matching. Pay attention to the stripe, not the letter. Over there. Come on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Looks pretty good. I think I saw another one of your friends over here. There's still solder on that. Darn it. And now there's no solder on that. That's fun. Okay. Come on. Come on. Over here. There we go. Try pressing this one down into that solder bead. There we go. You even saw it move. That should be pretty well secured now. There we go. Okay. Still don't know what to do about the missing 304 resistors. That's upsetting. 302 resistors. Either they're on here somewhere and I'm just missing them, or I never got them and now I don't know what to do about that. Okay, well, we have another packet of resistors here that we can work on. I mean, diodes. Let's work on you. I think we'll go a little bit up for another. We'll see how many more of these parts I can get on here before I have to go and do my other housework for the day. Oh, come on. This package is being so hard to open. Why are you being so hard to open? Oh. You can't even see what I'm doing because it's just off camera. There we go. Okay. I'm assuming that's a diode because it is the only other thing in the package which looks like this. There we go. There's a surprising number of diodes on this board. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we are. Ha. Nice. Oh no. Notice something? I got this one in backwards. That's gonna make my life interesting, and not in ways that I'd like. I got too excited. I'll try this with my other hand. Oh, that worked actually better than I expected. So let's... now. You are going to go elsewhere right now. And we're going to try that again, being a little bit more cautious. Damn, polarized components. Okay, I need to switch my hands back. Feels awfully weird to hold a soldering iron in my non-dominant hand. That should work. Crisis averted. Definitely gonna have to start wrapping up the stream because my butt is beginning to tell me that it's about done in this chair. Because it is a rickety old chair. Oop, and that diode decided to go on an adventure on the floor. Yeah, I'm definitely getting towards the end of this today. Oh boy. Okay. What else we got? There's one. Okay. Stripe is to my left again, so should be very careful about that. Yeah. Oh man, come on. Barely enough solder on that. Come on, you silly soldering iron. I really need you to behave. Thank you. Glob you up. There. Now nothing's getting that solder, that diode off of there. Okay, I think there's one more. Yeah, there it is. Hold on. Play through my headset, please. Thank you. Okay. In this case, we needed the extra diode. Oh man. Watch as I'll sneeze and I'll lose the diode. Something like that's gonna happen, isn't it? Maybe I'll get Donnie Darko'd right here. Plane engine falling out of the sky, crushing me flat. Around that electrolytic over there. There we go. Okay. That leaves a lot of LEDs and the two mystery capacitors and the chips. So what do we do about the mystery capacitors? Because there's no markings on them, which is really frustrating. Like, they're just blank. I guess just to know what they are when they're blank. Now I'm guessing there's 1, 2, 24 puff here. 100 nanofarads there, another 100 nanofarads there, and that is all of them. So how are we supposed to tell? I mean, I can try metering them, but I'm not sure if that's really going to be an effective strategy. Because, well, one, they're capacitors, and capacitors, measuring capacitors with a meter isn't necessarily always the best or most accurate thing. I certainly can try it. And see what I can get. But I have some doubts about that approach. Oh dear, my bench cam has been the wrong way around the entire time. Oh well, what can you do? It's too late now, the stream's almost over. Okay, well, we'll give it a try. Maybe if I can measure through the package. Yeah, it's not working so well. Okay. Peel it off, and then we'll try measuring it, actually. Let's... And I get nothing, basically. That's great. I want you to measure capacitance, please. So that one's getting me 68, which suggests that might be 100 nanofarads. I'll do the same thing to this little guy. the other one is picofarads, and if it is at all higher, we can kind of assume what value this is, because there's only 2 different kinds of capacitors in this whole kit. Oh, that one's closer to wait. Pico is lower than nano. It's supposed to be 24 puff, right? Not 60. This one's nearly 100 nanofarads. How is this one so low, Mm-hmm. That's definitely lower. Not even a nanofarad is what I'm getting off of it. So I'm guessing these are the 24s, and these are the 100s. I suppose I could try looking it up on Tindy. And of course, I can't find it. That's great. Ah, I found it. Okay. You can't see that. R14 and R15 are erroneously labeled as 302 on the PCB. They should say 3001. That explains the missing resistor. Mm-hmm. Okay. The label will be written on them stuck to their packaging. Really? Because I'm looking at their packaging, dude, and I'm not seeing anything. Do you guys see anything? Because I mean, I could flip this one over, and I'm still not seeing anything. Like, there's nothing in that. Nothing at all. This one also does not have anything. We want to keep that well away from the other one so that I don't mess it up. But yeah, there's no writing on this one either. Like, I can flip this around, and there's still no writing on them. So, I don't know. I'm going to guess that this one right here this was easier when I left it in the packaging, which is gone now. Actually, I found it. It's right here. Let's put that back in the packaging. And of course, the problem with measuring capacitance like this is that you're going to get stray no matter what. See, I'm not getting anything that's near what I expect it to be. But it's much lower than the picofarad one, than the nanofarad one, than this other clear one. So I'm guessing these are the 24 puffs. We're going to go with that and hope that I'm not wrong. Because if I am wrong, well, there will be crying. And this goes to show you this is why you read the docs first. Because the docs would probably tell you that, oh yeah, we mislabeled this one. And that's why why you're missing missing some resistors. You're not actually missing them, you're fine. It's fine. How are you? Hi, hardware hacker. Yes, we're doing some soldering goodness today. Trying to do a fundraiser for a new house AC. Try to keep myself and my housemate cool this year. As tomorrow it's going to be 35C with a heat index of 40. Or in American, that's going to be over 100 degrees. As you might expect, I am not looking forward to it. But also, thankfully, because the AC has already been replaced, we got a discount on it, so... And we got it installed the same day, well before the heat actually was going to hit. There we go. Tiny parts. Tiny parts. They're so tiny. Why are they so tiny? Get some borrowers to carry my tiny SMD parts around. Okay, those are 24 puffs. That's 100 nanofarads. That's 100 nanofarads. Is there any other capacitors that I'm missing? Any? Did we get them all? I think we did. All right. Let's put these in the done packet. And they were 3001s for that other for those resistors. Yeah, they are 3001. Okay, so we just need to find the 3001 resistors, and we should be able to glob those on there real quick. Nope, not that one. Probably that one, because there's a lot of them. I was beginning to wonder if it might have been a mislabel on the soldering mask, because there's so many of these extra 301 resistors, 3001 resistors. You can't see that. There we I'm gonna live dangerously next to the exploding electrolytic cap. Come on. No, don't flip around. We don't want that. No! No! Oh, this one's being real picky. Okay, let's try different tweezers. Some resistors just want to resist ya. There we go. I am no Mac 84 at this. For one, I have more hair than he does. Although, you know, he does make the no hair thing work pretty dang well, I think. Also, he's a much better singing voice than I do. There we go. Just glob that on there. Let's get the other sucker. There you go. And our other buddy. This one wants to be nice to us. And even landed on the right side. Awfully congenial of it. There we go. The nice thing about microphotography is you don't have to see how messy the rest of my bench is. There we go. Still can't believe I got this USB port on there without, like, tearing my hair out. Alright, so that just leaves this capacitor and the other 100 nanofarad capacitor. And we're going to hope that I got them right because, nope, they weren't marked on the package. They really weren't. I'm sorry. Because the package was too small. Let's flip that around so I can get to it a little bit easier. There we go. Let's add more solder to that. A big pad on that one. There we go. Yeah, that one's pretty chunky. Surprised. There we are. Okay. And then there's this little friend down here. There we go. Okay, 4:30 my time, which means I'm about out of time in order to work on this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this last capacitor on here, provided I don't drop it on the floor, which I nearly did. And then we're going to save the rest of this little project until next week, because I have multiple days off next week, and I would very much like to spend some of them doing this little project, and maybe we'll do a stream about getting the switch wire back online, because we have lots of work to do on the switch wire. We have to tear the hot end apart, redo that. There we go. You know, the real problem is with quitting now is, like, I'm finally, like, all chill and calm. There's nothing but the soldering. And unfortunately, that means I have to stop. Okay, well, there we go, everybody. The CD417 Decade Logic Clock, which is a lovely little digital clock. Actually, it's not a binary clock. It's a decade clock. I didn't notice that until now. Not that I care. It'll be fun when it lights up. That's the important part. Okay, let's throw some parts back in packets so that I don't lose them. So we have all of the LEDs, and there's 3 chips in there, and then there's all of these fun guys. These are the 4017s. There's also some 460s and some spare other chips. So there's a 460, 82, and a 27. Those must be all the 3 of them that are down there. And then, of course, there are all the LEDs, and we'll have to make a decision on which color is which. But for now, we're going to power down the soldering iron, and we're going to call it a stream. Thank you all so very much for being here. I hope that it was a relaxing experience for you as it was for me, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!